Hello Lovebugs, it's me Loverrlee. Welcome back to another one of my build challenges. No, it's actually not a build challenge, it's just something, it's a build that I decided to challenge myself with. So basically what I wanted to do, because the new toddler stuff pack just came out, I wanted to make another like a toddler play place with, you know, using that jungle gym and using the ball pits and everything. And I had just gone on vacation for my birthday over to the Gulf Coast, which actually was Port Aransas, right where the Hurricane Harvey hit, unfortunately. But I was there literally the week before, and it was beautiful that week. But yeah, I was there recently, and I kept seeing like all these sandcastle, like little sandcastle things, and you know, like trinkets that you buy at like at a souvenir shop or something like that. But then I also, as we were leaving, there was this literally a giant building that was built like a sandcastle. So that is what I was attempting to sort of go for. It definitely did not recreate the shape of that sandcastle. The thing is, that one had like a giant mermaid out the front, and unfortunately that's not something that is actually even in The Sims 4 right now. There aren't any mermaid statues or any wall decor. That's what it would have been, like a giant wall decor mermaid or something. Unfortunately, because I saw a lot of that also in Port Aransas, in the souvenir shops, and that would have been like so beautiful to use, but unfortunately we just don't have that in the game right now, Sims 4. I was actually looking back at my Sims 3 videos, actually. If you guys don't know, I did make some Sims 3 videos like 3 or 4 years ago. And that actually, they did have a lot of like that kind of stuff, like a lot of seashells and mermaid stuff and pirate stuff. And so, but I decided that even though we were pretty limited on those sort of items in the Sims 4 game, I decided that, you know, I wanted to try to challenge myself and still attempt to make it anyway, because I was just really inspired by that, you know, beautiful, beautiful building, like real life building. Unfortunately, because of Hurricane Harvey, I bet it doesn't even exist right now. But that's why I wanted to also, you know, sort of honor that and make my own sort of version of that. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously, it took me a lot of work. I kind of just talked all over it, but it took me a long time to sort of get this shape right, you know. So trying to use different variation heights of the like the columns. And so basically, I don't know if you guys saw my last Sims 4 build, but I had done a castle, and that one was a lot more uniform. You know, it was four spires on either side. I called it the bouncy house castle because it was a similar idea. It was supposed to be like a birthday place, just like this is a kid's birthday restaurant place. But this one, I really wanted to go for the look of it being made out of sand, which is why I made it a lot more, you know, ununiform shape. So it's very, what do you call that? It's just very haphazard in a way. It's just very natural. I don't know what I'm trying to think of a word and I can't think of it right now. Sorry. But yeah, it's just very as if you were building it in sand, right? Just kind of plunking these towers wherever and just kind of making them just varied heights. And so really attempting to make it appear to be like a sandcastle, which means that in the inside here it creates this very jagged, very strange shape. And originally I thought maybe I would use the second or third floors of this build as well. I don't end up really using those except for to place a giant oversized light, which you'll see later on. But so yeah, this is pretty much all aesthetics on the outside. So I basically decided on the shape. And also I hadn't talked about it, but I was building this on the 30 by 30 lot of the bluffs. So that's actually why, because I just thought it was so beautiful and really fit the theme, like with this giant gorgeous cliffside overseeing the beach. Unfortunately, I realized way later on that you can't actually make it into a restaurant if it's on the Bluffs lot. It's one of those specialty lots, which honestly, in my opinion, I really don't think should exist because it's pretty frustrating. I would have loved to keep it here on this lot. However, that means that the functionality of the restaurant that I end up making it into doesn't work as a restaurant if it's on this lot. So instead I end up having to move it to another lot in Windenburg. But that's why I kind of decided to show it off on both lots so that you can kind of decide where you want to place it if you want. If you maybe you don't even have the the restaurant dine out. So yeah, so I just wanted to sort of show it off because I would have loved to keep it here. So here I am making this pretty moat, and it's like it really was made to fit this entire lot, this backdrop, and I thought it looked so pretty here with like that ruined wall behind it, and yeah. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work. So in fact, I end up replacing the Bluffs. I had saved it prior just in case, which I'm happy I did, because I end up replacing the Bluffs lot, putting it back on this lot afterward once I move this lot over to a different lot after I've play tested and everything, which you'll see in the screenshots. But anyway, here I am just trying to figure out what kind of windows I want, if any windows. I was really considering not even using any windows in this build just because I felt like it kind of distract from the shape almost, and I feel like you kind of lose the impression that it's a sandcastle. I hope it still reads as a sandcastle. I tried to be sort of more sparing with those with the windows. So these kind of little windows I'm using all throughout the spires here are sort of like, they were the most sort of seashell esque, I guess. I don't know. They reminded me the most of like seashells, so that's why I used those shaped windows the most throughout this whole build. Here I'm just removing those flooring from the second and third floors, so that way it really gets in a lot more natural light from the top. So all those windows are bringing in natural light. So this is like a really fun place to be in during the day or at night. I did light it up for at night as well, but here I am just sort of figuring out how I want to divide the space. So this is actually where the bathrooms end up being, and I have to adjust this little corner quite a bit to kind of get the look I'm going for, to like make it sort of even on both sides. But really they're both gender neutral bathrooms, really. So if you have a preference, if you want to, feel free to go in and just like kind of lock those doors to be, one male, one female bathroom. However, I didn't do that. So either door, I'm putting these rainbow doors on either side there. Your Sims can go into either bathroom on either side of the entrance there. And there you go. You guys saw for a split second. I blew up a giant, one of those, I think it's an unlocked item too. It was a light that was like a solar planet light. So yeah, I decided to go with that one, even though it doesn't really fit the theme. Like, it's obviously supposed to be, seashore themed. And so that's why I had like that, brand new rug from the toddler stuff, the nice big rug in the center there. Here now I'm going around trying to like add extra pretty details, so those tiles, those are like one of my favorite types of my favorite tiles in the game, and they actually kind of reminded me of like sea stars, but like obviously just a four-pronged sea star. But yeah, here I am trying to figure out how to squeeze everything I wanted into these little bathrooms, because they're quite small. But I finally am pretty happy with the way it turned out. I got these nice blue, like I never ever use that sink, so I was happy to be able to finally use that in something. Now obviously this is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. The way I've designed the inside of these, you know, bathrooms are very obviously very bright, very, very colorful, you know, pattern overload. But honestly, it was very reminiscent of what I used to do in The Sims 3, and so I just thought it would be kind of fun to kind of call back to that, and finally use this you know, boat wallpaper that we got with the toddlers when the toddlers were first announced, the toddler stuff. Here I am trying to decide. So originally I was like, okay, since I have like the solar planet systems like lights above, maybe I'll just kind of do both sea and like underwater and planets, like exploring both of them, because those are the two things that you can use with this brand new object that I've just thrown in the middle there. That giant jungle gym with the slide and the ball pit on either side. Those have the imagination, and those are the two things that you can do with the imagination. You can pretend to be, you know, like underwater, or you can be outer space rocket ship stuff. So that's sort of where I started to go with, but then I really decided, you know, I'm gonna mostly focus it on the underwater theme. So that's why I decided to change those. Oh, here I'm placing that little pirate ship out front, because of course you need a pirate ship out front there. But that's why I changed the tables. Originally I had them rockets, changed that. Got the two different kinds of like kids jungle gym stuff, and then I'm placing these balloons. So I love these new balloons. These are awesome. Was figuring, I think I put a couple inside too, because like one little corner. Oh, here I am picking the things. So it's child play, like party place, and then sunny aspect, I believe. Yeah. And this is so, sorry, I jump around so much when I build, because when I find something that I want to use, I stick it there so I don't forget about it. But yeah, that's where the kitchens end up going. And I'm really happy to find this little boat. So I put 3 boats, 3 wall decor. So that's like one of the only wall decors that are like kind of, you know, themed as ocean, kind of. So I'm using a few dine out items as well, obviously. If you want to use the restaurant, you should be fine with that dine out items. And here I am finding this other, one of the only other, like, you know, sea kind of wall decor is this pretty sun. So I figured, how about I take one of those poles that came with the brand new toddler stuff for those lights and stick it behind the sun, so that it's more realistic, like it's actually stuck up there, it's not just floating. So yeah, I thought that was kind of fun. And then this is like, this little corner is sort of where I was attempting to make it like a party place. For some reason it wouldn't let me put those banisters there, so I had to scrap that idea and just kind of float those balloons up there across. But I felt like it fit enough that it doesn't look too weird that it's sort of floating there. So yeah, so in all these tables, I'm trying to like color them to where they're, you know, a different color. So like, you know, if you were a kid, you know, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm these 2 colors table, so that you wouldn't get lost or whatever. But that's just sort of the idea. So anyway, all those tables are sort of a couple different, you know, different color combos. And now I'm just adding all these fun toys and stuff, trying to figure out the layout. This is pretty much how I think I want it. So I got all the doll houses in there. I got the, sorry, I'm jumping around so much, but adding those pretty lights, I really like those lights, those jar lights. And then to add extra lighting, especially at night, like I think I really like the way that those, I don't know what you call them, like those spotlight lights. Really like the color it gives at night, so I think that's a lot of fun. Yeah, trying to play around, like, so I was deciding on the flooring here because I wanted it obviously to kind of look like bottom of a sea, out of the sea. I just settle with what I already had. But yeah. So this is almost pretty much done. I was just gonna say that I was able to throw in, you know, those Legos and the blocks. So, oh, and here I am. Okay, so this is where I'm just changing like the outfits. Yeah, so the waiters, I guess this is what I end up going with for the chefs. Everyone's wearing Converse. I didn't do that on purpose. So those shoes are so that, you know, because it's a kids playground place, right? So they should be able to like be wearing comfortable shoes in case they needed to like run after a toddler. That's what my thinking was. Oh, I say everyone, but the pirates, the waiters staff are still in their full pirate costume. So there's the, oh, I have to actually change the boot color, yeah, to black. Anyway, so there's two different kinds of pirates who are the waiters, and then the hosts. I kind of wanted to do something kind of funny and crazy and out there. I really wanted to try to make the hosts look like mermaids, because like I said, there's like nothing in this game actually mermaid related, but it is easy to make sort of a, you know, call back to one of the most iconic mermaids, and I bet you can guess who this mermaid I am trying to do is. So with the red on the top and a purple shirt, and then like the scaly green pants, and then of course more Converse on the bottom there. So that is, so that's either host or hostess will be in this, you know, red, purple, green get up. And now I'm just customizing the menu here, trying to make it very toddler friendly. So the thing about having toddlers actually go to a restaurant, you do need to bring them. So when you go to a restaurant, the initial thing is it will say, you know, toddlers have been stayed at home. You can click that little button next to their name and then they'll come. So here are the quick shots of the outside, and this is now the new lot I placed it in. Still kind of near the water, and this is what you see as you walk up. So there you go, there you see the hostess, the hostess with the mostest. She was actually an elder in this getup. But yeah, so this is what it looks like in the inside. It's very colorful, very fun, very family friendly. A lot of different families I wasn't even controlling were in there. Here's what the kitchens look like. It's very nice. That's the pirate waiter. He looked great. I love that shot. So yeah, all the families were visiting, you know, great date night place to take your date. And here's our little family eating. They got chicken nuggets, they got mac and cheese, fish and chips. So, and here's the inside. So like I said, those were the sinks. And the this is like the family bathroom, so that's where you have your toddler bathroom, and then they've got individual stalls as well. You can't see, but my sim actually has a dolphin tattoo. I didn't realize. And then here's that, so they can use that. There's the you know, the solar system you can see, and there's my little guy sliding down the slide. Is so cute. And so there's the imagination thing. So all of that works. So yeah, I had a lot of fun making this. I hope you guys thought that it looked pretty cool. So I think it's like a really fun place to like bring your toddlers, or a great party place to like have your toddlers grow up into kids. So here's just the screenshots of the layout from top to bottom there. Bottom to top. But anyway, I hope you guys found this interesting. I worked really hard on it. Actually, I know it's like a pretty small build. It's a 30 by 30 lot, but I really worked really hard on this one. So yeah, there you can see. So this is just where I placed them. You'll see, yeah, from the bluffs, I moved it over to that other lot. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.